वंशगल्पद्रव्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। भक्त्या विहीनपराधलक्ष्ये क्षिप्तस्य कामारितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भजामि राधां अरविन्दनेत्रं स्मरामि राधां मधुरास्मितस्वं वदामि राधां करुणाभराद्रं ततो मन्यस्ते हृदिर्न कापि। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। First of all, I offer my sustenance pranam sadhu and Lord Sri Paramatma Guru Bhargava. हम विष्णु भारत श्रीमान भक्ति वेदांत नारायण साईं महाराज श्री गुरुदेव। I offer my sustenance pranam sadhu and Lord Sri Shri Rupanui Gauri Guru Bhargava. I offer my sustenance pranam to all seven Guru Vaishnavas. Continuing the reading of Haritam. In Samantadvip, the village of Kasi. Eto boli Nityananda Kajira Nagare Pravishilo Jivelaye Tokona Satvare. After speaking thus, Sri Nityananda Prabhu soon reached the Kaji's village, together with Sri Jiva.
Yesterday, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu finished chapter 6.
Sure?
Finished chapter 6.
No problem. No, I finished it. Thakurji want to hear again. The Mathura Braj. प्रभु बोले ओहे जीवा सुनो वचन खजिर नगरे मथुरा भुवन. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, listen, O Jiva, this village of the Kaji is not different from Mathura and Braj. Heta Shri Gauranga Rai Kirtana Koriya Kaji Nistarila Prabhu Prema Ratna Diya. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu performed Kirtan here. He delivered the Kaji and gave him the transcendental jewel of Prem. Chand Kaji is Kamsa in Shri Krishna's pastimes. Shri Krishna Leelai Jai Kamsa Mathurai Gauranga Leelai Chand Kaji Nam Pai. Kamsa of Shri Krishna's pastimes is known as Chand Kaji in Shri Gaur's pastimes. E Janya Prabhu Tare Matula Bolila Bhaye Kaji Gaur Pade Sharan Loila. For this reason, Mahaprabhu addressed him as his maternal uncle. Out of fear, the Kaji took shelter at Shri Gaur Sundar's lotus feet. The Kaji breaks in Mridanga. Kirtana Arambe Kaji Mridanga Bhangilo Hosen Sahar Bole Utpat Korilo. One day, at the beginning of the Kirtan, the Kaji broke in Mridanga. He could cause all these disturbances because he was supported by Hussain Shah. Hussain Shah is Jarasandha in Shri Krishna's pastimes. Hussain Shah se Jarasandha Gaura Rajeshwar Tahar Atmiya Kaji Pratap Vistar. King Hussain Shah of Gauradesh is Jarasandha in Krishna's pastime. The Kaji was powerful in regard to breaking the Mridanga, prohibiting kirtan, only because of Hussain's order. The Qazi's darshan of Sri Nishingadev. Prabhu tare Nisingha rupate deya bhai, bhaye kanksha sama Qazi jara shara hoy. Mahaprabhu made the Qazi fearful by appearing before him as Nrsimha in a dream. The frightened Qazi became stunned, just as Kamsa became stunned upon seeing Sri Krishna. The Qazi received the gift of Prem. Tar prema diya koila Vaishnava pradhan, Kajira nista kata shune bhagyavan. Mahaprabhu gave him the gift of Prem and made him into a great Vaishnava. Only fortunate persons can hear the pastimes of Qazi's liberation. The destination of one who sees the difference between the Tattva of Braj and Navadvip. Braja Tattva Navadvipa Tattva Dekhebe, Krishna Aparadhi Labhe Nirvana Abhe. One who sees the difference in the divine principle Tattva of Braj and that of Navadvip is an offender Sri Krishna's lotus feet. He therefore attains impersonal liberation. The reason for the supremacy of Gaur Lila. Heta Aparadhi Pai Prema Ratnadhan. Atayava Gaur Lila Sarva Parihana. In Sri Navadvip Dham, even an offensive person receives the wealth of the transcendental jewel of Prem. Therefore, the pastimes of Sri Gaur Lila are topmost. Gaur Dham, Gaur Nam, Gaur Rupa Gun, Aparad Nahi Mane Tarite Nipun. The holy abode, name, form, and qualities of Sri Gaura do not consider one's offences, and they are most expert in liberating everyone. Jari aparatake sanake ramane Krishna name Krishna dhame tare bahudine Gaur name Gaur dhame sadai prema hoy aparad nahitar badha upajay. If there are offences existing in a sadak's heart, Krishna's name and holy abode will remove them after a long time only. But by taking shelter of the name and holy abode of Sri Gaura, one will quickly attain prem, as offences committed in Sri Gaura's abode do not create any obstacles. Here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining all nice dham tattva and all the nice tattva in regards to the oneness of Gaur Lila and Krishna Lila and their specialities. The Qazi Samadhi. Ai deka he jiva Qazira Samadhi, dekile jivara na hoya adi vyadhi. O Jiva, now behold the Samadhi of the Qazi. All miseries and sufferings are destroyed by taking darshan of his Samadhi. Shanka Banika Nagar, Sharadanga. Eto Boli Nityananda Preme Gara Gara, Chalilena Drita Shanka Banika Nagara. Tata Giya Shri Jivara Bolena Bachan, Abhedeko Sharadanga, Apurva Darshan. After taking darshan of the Qazi Samadhi, Shri Nityananda Prabhu, overwhelmed with praying, quickly went to the place called Shanka Banika. There he told Shri Jiva, O Jiva, behold the amazing Sharadanga. Shri Sharadanga Naam Ati Manohar, Jagannath Vaisayata Vaya Sabar. Even the name of Shri Sharadanga is enchanting in itself. Here the Supreme Lord Shri Jagannath resides with people of the Sabara caste. Sabara caste is they are the cooks of Jagannath. Purva, they are the Daitapatis. They are considered like, they are like the Brajvasis of Jagannath's pastime. They are very simple and they perform service of Jagannath doing the Rath Yatra. Vidyapati had two wives. One was Lalita, from the Brahman caste, from the Sabara caste, and he had another wife from Brahman caste. Descendants coming from the Brahmani wife, they became the Pandavas, who take care of Jagannath throughout the year. But the descendants from his wife Lalita, the Sabara caste, they came known as Supakar, the cooks. They cook for Jagannath. Also, they do all the services during Rath Yatra time. That time the Pandavas don't do the service. For 2 months that time they do everything. From Snanyatra to Rath Yatra. So there in Sharadanga, Jagannath residing there with his Brajvasi, with the Daitapati. Purva jabe rakta bahu dauratma korilo Daita sahita Prabhu hetai ailo. In ancient times, when the barbaric Rakta Bahu began his violent atrocities, Lord Jagannath came here with his beloved servants. Sararanga Jagannath Puri in Srinavadip Dham. Shri Purushottama Sama E Dham Hoy Nitya Jagannath Sthiti Tatai Nischay. This place is not different from Shri Purushottam Puri. It is certainly that Lord Jagannath resides here eternally. And the word Navadip Dham and Vrindavan are non-different. All other tirthas, all other dhams, they reside there in these dhams. They take shelter of these places. Therefore the Lord Vaishnava had established here Panchatattva. This proposed, a special chamber here, to show you that how this Navadip Dham is not different from Vrindavan. Here you are sitting right here in Navadip Dham. Where Panchatattva, there must be Navadip Dham. You are sitting in Navadip Dham right now. This place embodies that. But the whole Vrindavan is not Navadip, but this place, especially here in Sri Radha, this is, to understand is bringing this mood out very strongly. You can understand that here, this is different from Navadip. You can directly see with your eyes. Shridharangam Tabe tantu baya gham hoilen apa dakilen kholabeka siddhara agara. Therefore, after Sri Nityananda Prabhu went past the village of Tantubai and saw the house of Kholabeka Siddhar. The reason why Shridharangan is called Vishram Stan. Prabhu bole e stane Shri Gauranga Hari Kirtana Vishram Koilo Bhakti Kripa Kori. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, after performing Kirtan, Shri Gaurhari rested here to bestow mercy upon his fatigued devotees. Ei hetu Vishramastan era naam hetai siddharera ghare koroho Vishram. This place is therefore called Vishramstan, or place of resting. You should also take rest here in the house of Shridhar. Shridhar worships Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Shridhar Shunilo Jabe Prabhura Agaman Shashtanga Asya Kore Prabhura Pujan. When Shridhar received the news of Sri Nityananda Prabhu's arrival, he came there, offered his full obeisances to the Lord and began to worship him. Shridhar's request that Sri Nityananda Prabhu speak. Bole Prabhu Boro Doya Edasera Prati Vishram Koro Heta Amara Minati. Shridhar said to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, O Lord, you are so merciful to this servant of yours. My prayer to you is to please take rest in my cottage. Sri Nityananda Prabhu praises Shridhar's great fortune. Prabhu bole tumi hao ati bhagyavan tomara korilo kripa gaur bhagavan. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, you are greatly fortunate because Sri Gaurhari himself has bestowed his mercy upon you. Adyamora esane koriva vishram shuniya siddhar tabe hoya aptakam. We too will rest here today. Shridhar became fully satisfied hearing Sri Nityananda Prabhu's words. Bahu yatne seva yogya samagri loya randana karai bhakta brahmanere diya. With great care, Shridhar brought paraphernalia to serve the Lord and arranged for Brahman devotees to cook. Nitai Shiva Seva Hoile Samapam Ananda Prasad Pai Shri Jiva Tapam. When Prabhu Sri Nityananda and Shiva's Pandit had finished their meals, Shri Jiva took their remnants with great joy. Shridhar and his family served Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Katta Pari Karaya Shayan Savankshe Shridhar Kore Pada Sampahan. After the meal, Shridhar made Sri Nityananda Prabhu rest on a bed, and along with his entire family, he served the Lord's divine feet. Shashti Tirtha Aparanya Shri Jivara Loya Shiva Shashti Tirtha Dekailo Hoya Ullas. In the afternoon, Shiva's Pandit joyfully took Shri Jiva for darshan of Shashti Tirtha. Vishwakarma's arrival in Navadip. Shiva's Pahilo Shuno Jiv Sadashai Purve Devagan Jabe Shunilo Nischay. Navadipa Habe Mahaprabhu Avatar Vishwakarma Island Nadia Nagar. Shiva's Pandit said, listen, oh Amibil Jiva, when the demigods heard that Sriman Mahaprabhu would certainly appear in Sri Navadip Dham, they sent Vishwakarma to this town of Nadia. Vishwakarma service to Sri Navadip Dham. Prabhu je pate koriben sankirtam se pate jala kashta korite varam ekarat Sata kunda katila bisai sesha kunda kaji grame korila katai. Vishwakarma thought, he is the architect of the demigod. Vishwakarma thought there should be no scarcity of water for the devotees to drink along the path where Mahaprabhu will perform Sankirtan. Therefore, in one night, Vishwakarma dug out 60 large ponds, of which the last one was made in the Kazi village. So if you go to Bengal, everywhere there is ponds. They call them their pukurs. That one pukur, they do everything. They take water for drinking, they take water for bathing, they go for cooking, taking bath there, cleaning their pots, cleaning themselves, everything in one pukur. And it is like that. Siddha. But those times, of course, unless everything was very clean and pure. Now, well, sorry, these pukurs, trust me, you don't want to drink from them. हाँ होगी ऊपर प्लास्टर भी खड़ी
इधर से अंदर से सब खाएगा
अच्छा सफाई तो कुछ किया ना सफाई तो किया क्या
सफाई हो गया पूरा
जहाँ सीमेंट मिला सफाई किया
सब करे आए हम अब बाहर का है सुबह कर देंगे ठीक है सुबह मशीन आएगी लगाएगी
First Western brahmachari they went with Bengal Prachar 3 months collecting rice for Navadik Parikrama. Then they have to take bath in this pukur, drinking this pukur water, this, that. Then they came back and like disaster. So like one was completely like skinny, all became skinny. One like constant dysentery, one even like half mad. One he was like running to the west. Big shock. They are sleeping on ground, walking miles, so many hardships. But the beauty of that Bengal Prachar is going all these pastime places, not only in Mahabali Dham, whole government, everywhere. All over Bengal, all our Guru Parampara gone, collecting rice and inviting them all for this Navadik Dham Parikrama. That is direct Navadik Dham Seva, direct Mayapur Seva. So much mercy there. Therefore, Gurudev actually later, as soon as everything became a little bit more stable there, like then some more parties and everything, then Gurudev would send everybody, all Westerners. Anyone you catch, hey, Bengal, go. All during Kartik time, all the brahmacharis are hiding, never going in front of Gurudev. Why he sees me, then he orders me to go Bengal Prasad. The time, no one wanted to leave Prabhuji and go. But still Gurudev would catch me, he would send everybody. There, Bengal is famous, pukur everywhere. Therefore, there's like millions and gazillions of mosquitoes there. Not these small ones like here, big ones. Siddharera kalabhaga dekite sundar ihar nikate eka dekoho sarovar. Look, one of those ponds is still here near Siddhar's beautiful banana garden. Ei sarovare kabu kori jala kela Mahaprabhu loilena Siddharera kola. Sriman Mahaprabhu would play in the water of this pond, and then he would sometimes take Siddhar's bananas. Adyavadi mocha tora loya Siddhar Shri Sachi Mata ke deya ullas antar. Even today, Siddhar takes his banana flowers and stems and gives them to Mother Sachi with great joy, as he remembers these pastimes of Mahaprabhu. Maya Mari Ihara Nikate Maya Mari Nam Stan Dekohoshi Jiva Ajo Ache Vidyaman. Oh Jiva, just see the nearby place known as Maya Mari. It is still present today. Shri Baladev Prabhu's arrival in Maya Mari. Pauranika Kata Eka Koroho Shaman Tirtayakta Baladeva Korila Jakam Navadipe Asi Jabe Korila Vishram Vipragan Janaila Maya Surana. Listen to an episode from the Puranas regarding the glories of this place. Once Shri Baladev Prabhu came here to Navadvip on pilgrimage. As he lay down to rest after his arrival, some local brahmanas came to tell him about the atrocities caused by a demon named Mayasura. The reason behind the name Mayamari, Mayasura upadrava shuni haladhar, mahavege dhare tare matera vitar. Hearing about Mayasura's disturbances, Haladar, Sri Baladev ran after that demon at great speed and caught him in the middle of a field. Mahayuddha Koilo Daitya Baladev Sad Avesheshe Ram Tare Korilo Nipad. A fierce battle ensued between Mayasura and Sri Baladev, and finally the demon died in the hands of Sri Baladev. Seyabadi Maya Mari Nam Khyata Hoila Bahukal Kata Aj Tomare Kahila. Since then this place is known as Maya Mari. Today I have narrated to you a most ancient story. Maya Mari Talvan Braj. Talvan Naam e Tirtha Braja Pure Sada Bhagyavan Jannaya Nites Pure. Fortunate persons see this place, Maya Mari, as Talvan of Braj. Why Talvan? Who did Baladev kill? Dhinokasur. Now he killed also this demon here, Mayasura. Say Rat say Stane Thakilan Sabe Paradin Yatra Kore Hari Hari Rabe. That night everyone rested there in Siddharanga, and next day early in the morning they continued their travel, calling out Hari Hari. The author's prayer to attain his desired service. Nitai Jannava Pada Chaya Jarash Nadia Mahatma Kore E Das Prakash. This servant, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, whose only desire is to attain the cooling shade of the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Jannava Devi, reveals the glories of Nadia. Thus ends chapter 6. Chapter 7. Mangalacharana. Jai Shri Chaitanya Chanda Jaya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Veta Jai Gadadhar. Jai Shivasadi Bhakta Gaur Pade Anurakta Jai Navadvipa Dhamavar. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Chandra, all glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Sri Advaita Acharya, all glories to Sri Giridhari Pandit, all glories to all the devotees beginning with Shivas, who have deep attachment for the divine feet of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. All glories to the topmost Dham, Sri Navadvip, Sri Suvarna Vihar. Suvarna Vihar take darshan after Godrumri, after actually Harihar Chitra. After taking darshan of Harihar Chitra, then going to if I remember correctly. Anyway, it is on the way from Godrumri to Madhya. Shri Suvarna Vihar Chariya Vishramastan Shri Jiva Loyajam Jatagram Suvarna Vihar. Hohe Jiva Prabhu ka apurva ekstana hoy Navadvipa Prakriti Rapar. Shri Nityananda Prabhu took Shri Jiva from Vishramastan Shrirangan to Suvarna Vihar. Arriving there, Shri Nityananda Prabhu said, "Oh Jiva, this unprecedented place is beyond material nature, it is transcendental." Prabhupada established Gaudiya Math. Shri Suvarna Vihar Gaudiya Math. And that place we always do Katha when we go there. Until the moment of death, a materialistic person's only goal is to gather objects for sense gratification. Even if someone becomes like King Suvarna Sen, who had everything, he will still desire to collect more objects for his sense gratification. Satya Yuga E Stane Chilo Raja Sabe Jane Shri Suvarna Sen Thar Nam Bahukal Rajya Koilo Parete Vardakya Hoilo Tabu Nahi Karyate Vishram. During Satya Yuga, a famous king named Shri Suvarna Sen resided here. He ruled this place for a long time. Even in his old age, he remained busily engaged in his kingly duties without retiring from them. By residing in the Dham, one will easily get an opportunity to take sadhu sangha. Vishaya avishta chitta kise vriddhi hoye vitta e chinta kore naravar. Ki jani ki bhagya vashe shi nara tata aise raja tare pujilo vistar. The king was always engrossed in sense enjoyment and always worried about how his kingdom could prosper. One day, who knows by what good fortune, Devarshi Sri Narad came to visit him. Upon seeing Sri Narad, the king offered prayers and worshipped him. Sri Narad, who feels unhappy to see the sorrows of others, instructs the king in absolute truth. Naradera doya hoilo tattva upadesha koilo rajareta loya nirjane. Narada koheno rai vrita taba dina jai artha chinta kori mane mane. Artha ke anartha jan paramartha divya gyan hridaye baha baha ekba. Dara putra bandhu jan keho nahe nija jan marenete keho nahe ka. Seeing the king's condition, Sri Narada's heart filled with compassion for him. He took the king to a secluded place and instructed him about the real truth, tattva. Sri Narada said, O king, you are spending your days uselessly pondering how to gather wealth. You should understand that wealth does not bring fortune, but rather misfortune. Just once contemplate in your heart the divine knowledge of actual fortune, the fifth goal of human life, Krishna Prema. Wife, sons, friends, relatives, and others are not ours. After death, none of them belong to us. Although life is priceless, it is ephemeral. Tomara marana hole dehati bhashaye jale sabe jabe griya apanar. Tabe keno mityash asha vishaya jala pibasa yadi keho nahi hoi lokar. After your death, your body will be cremated on the bank of a river, and the ashes will be thrown in its waters. Everyone will then go back to their respective homes. Since no one belongs to you, why are you maintaining false hope that they do? Why are you trying to quench your thirst by remaining attached to sense enjoyment, which being only a tiny drop is unable to quench your thirst? It is foolish to hope for happiness by acquiring worldly assets only. Jadi pala labi sukha jivanena pai dukkha ataiva artha chesta kori. Seha mitya katara jivana anityahai nahi rahe shata varsha pari. If you say that attempting to accumulate wealth will enable you to attain happiness and relieve your life of suffering, then I have to say, O king, that this is completely false, because life itself is temporary. It will not last for more than 100 years. The actual purpose of human life. Atayava jansa jete habe maya par jata suke dukka nahi hoy. Kiseva sadiva vala seito apurva phala jahe nahe shoka dukka bhai. You should therefore understand the essence of life, the real purpose of life. Just see, we have only attained the human form of life to cross over the ocean of material existence. In other words, to perform bhajan. Do you know how to attain that place where there is no lamentation, sorrow, or fear? Make an effort to understand how. It is impossible to attain the abode of the Supreme Lord through renunciation and knowledge. Kevala vairagya kori tahana paite pari kevala jnanete tahanai. Vairagya jnanera bale vishaya bandhana gale jivera kaivalya hoy bhai. O king, that abode can be attained neither by renunciation alone, nor solely by knowledge. When on the strength of renunciation and knowledge, the material bondage has been severed, the living entities may at most attain kaivalya, sayujya mukti, or merging with the impersonal aspect of the Lord. Knowledge and renunciation only gives mukti at best. Kaivalya mukti is the cause of total destruction. Kaivalya anandanai sarvanath bolitai kaivalyara nitanta dikkar. Edika vishaya gela shashta kichu namirila kaivalyara karoho vichar. Ateva gyanijan mukti nahilana Krishna bhakti karuna sadhan. Vishayata anasakti Krishna pade anurakti sambandha avideya prayojan. There is no happiness whatsoever in Kaivalya Mukti. For the living entities, it means total remission and is completely contemptible. In Kaivalya Mukti, all sensory pleasures are eliminated, but nothing superior is attained. Therefore, that intelligent person who deeply considers the nature of Kaivalya will give up the desire for both Bhukti, sense enjoyment, and Mukti, the elimination of suffering, and engage solely in devotion to Sri Krishna. Thoroughly understanding the principles of Sambandha, one's relationship with Krishna, Abhideya, acting in accordance with that relationship, and prayojan, the ultimate goal of life, he will be detached from sense enjoyment and attached to Sri Krishna's lotus feet. Bhakti is the only means to attain the abode of Bhagavan. Jiva se Krishna radhas, bhakti bina sarvanash, bhakti vriksha phale prema phal. Se phala prayojan, Krishna prema nityadhan, bhukti mukti tuchya se sakal. The living entity is Sri Krishna's servant, Sambandha, and without bhakti abhideya, the jiva will be completely destroyed. On the tree of devotion grows the fruit of love of God, Prem, and the ultimate goal of life, Prayojan, is to attain the eternal wealth of Krishna, Prem. Sense enjoyment and liberation are just insignificant fruits of this tree. Although the jiva is Sri Krishna's servant, he is still affected by illusion, Maya. Krishna Chidananda Ravi, Maya Tara Chaya Chavi, Jiva Tara Kirana Anugan. Tatashta Dharmira Pashe, Jiva Jadi Maya Sparshe, Maya Tare Karaya Bandhan. Sri Krishna is likened to the sun of Chidananda, or knowledge and bliss. Maya is his shadow, and the living entity is an infinitesimal particle in the rays of that sun. Because the jiva is generated from the marginal potency, Tadasta Shakti, illusion Maya binds him in her net if he turns towards her. The destination of the living entity who has been caught by the net of illusion. Krishna Bahi Mukhaje, Maya Sparshi Jiva Se, Maya Sparshe Karma Sangapai, Maya Jale Brahmi Mare, Karma Gyane Nahi Tare, Kashtanash Mantrana Karai. That living entity turns away from Sri Krishna, goes towards Maya. As a result, he is caught up in the perplexities of fruitive activities. He wanders about in her trap of material existence, attaining only troubles. He cannot obtain deliverance by the processes of karma and jnana. Kabhu karma acharai ashtangani yogamai, kabhu brahma jnana alochan, kabhu tarka kore aveshesha nahi tare nahi mane atma tattvadhan. Sometimes he practices karma and sometimes ashtanga yoga and other yoga methods. Sometimes he follows brahma jnana, impersonal knowledge. Sometimes he takes shelter of the path of logic, but in the end he is not delivered. Without knowledge about the true nature of the soul, Atma Tattva, it is impossible to be delivered. Still, the jiva is not willing to accept the process of bhakti, Atma Jnana. After wandering through the innumerable species of life, one will attain pure devotion only by the association of devotees. Brahmite jabe bhakta jana sangha have tabe shraddha labhive nirmal sadhu sangha Krishna bhaji hridaya anartha tyaji nishtala kore suvimal. Because of his previous activities, the living entity wanders from one body to another. When by some good fortune one comes into the association of sadhus, he attains pure faith, shraddha. By performing bhajan of Sri Krishna in that association, all unwanted tendencies, anarthas, are removed from his heart. He thereby attains pure nishtha, steadiness in his devotional practices. Bhajite tabe se nishtha ruchi have, krame ruchi hoive asakti. Asakti hoive bhav, tabe have premalab, krame hoi shuddha bhakti. By continuously performing bhajan, his nishtha gradually transformed into ruchi, intense relish for serving Krishna, and then into asakti, deep attachment for both the practice and the goal of spiritual life, Sri Krishna. Thereafter, bhav, transcendental emotion, manifests, and after that, prem, pure transcendental love, manifests from bhav. Shuddha bhakti, or pure devotion, makes its appearance in this sequence. Otherwise, all of Rupa Goswami's teachings are being here summarized by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. What is the process? How prem develops in the heart of the jiva? Practicing the 9 limbs of bhakti under the guidance of devotees is the method to attain the ultimate goal. Shavana kirtana mati seva krishna archana nati dasya sakya atma nivedan navara sadhana e bhakta sangha kore jay se lave krishna premadhan. Hearing and chanting about the Supreme Lord's qualities, glories and so forth. Remembering, serving and worshipping Him. Offering Him obeisances, becoming His servant, becoming His friend, and offering one's own self to Him are called Navada Bhakti, the 9 limbs of devotional service. A person who follows this ninefold process of devotion under the guidance of devotees will achieve the wealth of love of Krishna. The duty of a resident of the Dham. Tumi Raja Bhagyavan Navadvipe Tavastan Dham Vase Tava Bhagyodai Sadhu Sange Shraddha Paye Krishna Nam Gunage Prema Surye Parao Uday. You are a greatly blessed king because your residence is in Sri Navadvip Dham. Your good fortune has arisen because of your staying in the Dham. Now please give up material enjoyment and reside in the association of saintly devotees to attain pure faith. Engage in continuous chanting of Shri Krishna's name and qualities, and thus invite the sun of Prem to arise in your heart. Sri Narad Muni provides indication of Sri Gauranga's descent. Dhanya Kali Agamane Heta Krishna Loye Gane Shri Gauranga Leela Prakashive Jai Gaur Nam Labe Tate Krishna Kripa Habe Brajevas Saite Koribe. In the upcoming blessed Kali Yuga, Shri Krishna will appear as Shri Gauranga, and along with his associates manifest his pastimes of Braj here. Whoever will chant the name of Shri Giridhari will obtain the mercy of Shri Krishna and the residence in Braj. In other words, Narada is instructing who? King in Satyayuga. The easy method of attaining Krishna. Gaur Nam Naloya Jai Krishna Bhaje Giya Se Krishna Bahu Khale Pahai Gaur Nam Loya Jai Satya Krishna Pai Se Aparad Nahi Rahe Tai. A person who worships Shri Krishna without taking shelter of Shri Giridhari, without chanting his name, will attain Shri Krishna after a long time. But if someone chants the name of Shri Giridhari, he will quickly attain Shri Krishna, and all his offences will be vanquished. The prowess of Shri Gaur's name. Bolite bolite muni adharya hoya mani nachite lagila Gaur boli. Gaur hari bola dhari vina bole Gaur hari kabe se asibe dhanya kali. Saying this, Narad lost his composure and he began to chant Shri Gaur Hari and dance while playing his veena. His veena also sang along with him, O Gaur Hari, when will that fortunate age of Kali come? Appearance of Prem is only possible by a devotee's mercy. E sabha bolitai Narada chaliya jai Premudoy hoilo rajara Gauranga bolia nache sadhu hoite premayache Vishaya Vasana Guche Tara. After instructing the king about Krishna Bhakti in this way, Sri Narad Muni left that place. By the mercy of Narad, Prem arose in the heart of the king. He began to chant Gauranga, Gauranga and dance, and he begged for Prem from the sadhus. As a result, all of his desires for sense enjoyment were removed. The king received darshan of Sri Gaur Gadadhar in the dream. Nidra Kale Naravar Deke Gaur Gadadhar Se parshare tahara angane Nache Hare Krishna boli Kore sabe kola kuli Suvarna pratima gaur sane. Once while sleeping, the king received darshan of Sri Gaur Gadadhar along with their associates. Sri Giridhari, whose complexion is like molten gold, was dancing in his own courtyard with all of his devotees. They were chanting Hare Krishna and embracing one another. The king's condition upon awakening. Nidra bhange narapati khatar hoilo ati gaur lagi karaya krandan Daiva vani hoilo tai prakata samaye rai habe tumi parshade ganan. As soon as the king awoke, he felt greatly distressed and began to weep, desiring to attain Sri Giridhari. That moment an aerial voice said, O king, you will take birth at the time of my manifest pastime and be counted among my associates. King Sri Suvarna Sen's identity in Srimad Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Buddhimanta Khanam Paive He Gunadham Sevive Gauranga Shicharan Daivavani Kane Shuni Stira Hoilo Naramani Kore Tabe Gauranga Bhajan. O king, endowed with all good qualities, at that time your name will be Buddhimanta Khan, and you will serve Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Hearing the aerial voice, the king regained his patience and from that moment began to worship Sri Gauranga. Buddhimanta Khan, he sponsored the wedding between Mahaprabhu and Vishnu Priya. Elaborate description is in Chaitanya Bhagavad. I said the whole Navadvip Dham was decorated. So much preparations. It was all demigods came there and took place and witnessed that wedding. It was very special. Shiva's Pandit absorbed in the mood of Narad. Nityananda Kata Seshe Naradera Shakya Veshe Shivasa Hoilo Achetan Mahaprema Veshe Tabe Gaura Nama Mrita Sabe Bhume Rote Shijiva Takom. When Sri Nityananda Prabhu finished his story, Shiva's Pandit, absorbed in the mood of Narad, fainted. Seeing Shiva's condition, Shijiva became intoxicated with Mahaprema. He drank the nectar of Gaura's name and rolled around in the dust of that place. Then he spoke. Shri Giridhari, the fulfiller of the devotee's desires. Aha ki Gaurangarai dekivo ami hetai suvarna putali gora mani. Bolite bolite tabe Shri Gauranga kirtana sabe nayanete dekaya amani. Alas, will I also be able to behold that golden complexion jewel of Shri Giridhari at this place? As soon as Shri Jiva said this, Shri Nityananda, Shivas and Shri Jiva could see Shriman Mahaprabhu performing Sankirtan. Aha se amiya jini gaurangera rupa khani nachite lagila seikane. Tabe Nityananda rai gaurangera gunagai advaita sahita sarvajane. That unprecedented form of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, which even puts nectar to shame, was dancing, and Shri Nityananda Prabhu and Shri Advaita Acharya, along with all the devotees, were singing the glories of Shri Gauranga. Mridanga Mandira Bhaje Sankirtana Subiraje Purva Leela Hoilo Vistar Koto Je Ananda Hoy Varnite Shakatinai Vela Hoilo Dvitiya Prahar. Accompanied by resounding mridangas and kartals, everyone was enraptured in Sankirtan. The pastime that took place when Sriman Mahaprabhu resided in Navadvip again became manifest. I do not have the power to describe the bliss in the hearts of everyone at that time. Meanwhile, afternoon came. This is after Harihara Chatra, going to Sri Nishingapalli. This is Suvarna Vihar is down the way. Then you travel from there, then you come all the way to Nishingapalli, but not so much to be prejudice. Shri Nishingapalli, Tabe to Chalila Sabe, Gauragita Kalarabe, Devapalli Gramera Pitara, Tata Vishrama Koilo, Devara Titi Hoilo, Madhyana Bhojana Atapar. They all arrived in the village of Devapalli, loudly singing the glories of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. They took rest, and then, as guests of the deity, Sri Nishingadev, they honored lunch prasad. Sri Nishingadev's place in Satyayug. Divasera Shesha Yame Sakale Brahmaya Gname Prabhu Nityananda Tabekai Devapalli Hoy Shri Nishingadevalai Satyayuga Hoite Parichai. At the end of the day, they wandered throughout the village. Shri Nityananda Prabhu said, "This is Devapalli, the famous temple of Shri Nishinga Bhagavan, and has been here ever since Satyayuga." Why Prahlad Maharaj given many places all over India, establishing Nishinga deities. Not only that, many devotees associated with established Nishinga deities, Durvasa Rishi and others. All over India you can find this ancient Nishinga deity since the time of Satyayuga, everywhere. South India, North India, every place. Puri, East, West, all over. The resting place of Shri Nishinga Bhagavan. Prahlada Doya Kori Hiranye Vadhiya Hari Estane Korila Vishra Brahmari Devagan Nija Nija Niketan Kori Eka Basailo Gram. After the Supreme Lord Sri Hari showed mercy upon Prahlad by killing Hiranyakashipu, he rested at this place. Brahma and other demigods built residences for themselves here, and thus a village was founded. Many demigods arrived here to serve Lord Nishingadev. Manda Gigi Kata Ghari Tilaya Basati Kori Nishinga Sevai Hoilo Rata Shri Nishinga Kshetrana Navadvipe Idham Parama Pavana Shastramato. All these demigods resided on top of pillars on the river Mandakini's banks. became absorbed in the service of Lord Nrsimha. According to the verdict of scriptures, this Nrsimha Kshetra, which is situated in Sri Navadvip Dham, is supremely sacred. Surya Tila, Brahma Tila, Nrsimha Purave Tila, Evestan Harilo Viparyai, Ganeshara Tila Hera, Indra Tila Dhar Para, Erupa Bahu Tila Moy. O Jiva, behold Surya Tila and Brahma Tila. Tila means hill. Previously, Nrsimha Tila was situated to the east of these Tilas. But now this place has changed. Just see Ganesh Tila and after that Indra Tila. There are so many hillocks here. Vishwakarma's construction of residences suitable for the demigod. Vishwakarma Mahashai Nirmila Prastara Moy Kota Sata Devera Basati Kale Sabha Lopa Hoilo Mandakini Sukailo Tila Matra Achaya Samprati. Although Vishwakarma Mahashai constructed innumerable diamond and pearl-studded residences here that were suitable for demigods, the buildings have all disappeared over time. Now even the river Mandakini has dried up. Only the hillocks remain. Sri Nityananda Prabhu's prediction. Sila Kanda Aganana Karoebe Darashana Se Sabha Mandirera Shesha Puna Kichudina Pore Eka Bhakta Narhavare Pabe Nrsimhera Kripalesh Brihat Mandira Kori Basaibe Narahari Puna Seva Koribe Prakash Navadvipa Parikrama Tare Kasima Sholakrosh Madhye Evas. Just see these innumerable pieces of stone here. They are all ruins of temples. Again, after some time, one devotee will attain the job of mercy of Sri Nrsimha Bhagavan and build a huge temple here. He will install Sri Nrsimha Dev here and establish worship of him. This place is situated at the border of the 16 courses Navadvip Dham Parikrama. The author's prayer to attain the desired service. Nitaye Jannava Pada Jai Janara Sampada Say Bhakti Vinoda Kangal Navadvipa Sumahima Nahidar Kapusima Tahagai Chali Mayajal. This wretched beggar Bhakti Vinod, whose only treasure is service to the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Jannava Devi, abandons the web of Maya and sings of Sri Navadvip's glories, to which there is no end. Thus ends chapter 7. We'll finish here today and we'll again continue tomorrow. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Padma Ki Jai, Guru Parampara Ki Jai, Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Satchinanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Saparishara Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Navadvip Dham Mahatma Ki Jai, Jai Chatur Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai, Nanda Godi Vaishnavinda Ki Jai, Samagata Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari